Boop. Let's go. Players, coaches, fans, young and old from across the globe. Welcome to the Week 10 recap show of the Bigs. As always, I'm your host. I'm your commissioner. I am Timmy Westside. And it is always my goddamn honor to be here with you all recapping the greatest dramatic league in the world. We'll get into it. No spoilers. Week 10. Halfway mark. Done. We've reached the top of the mountain. Now we're on our way down. And it's a race. Listen, what happened this week? Elephant in the room. Drama. Struck the Bigs. People barking at each other. Penalties dished out. Not fair. Justice. I've always said, and I will always say, it comes out in the wash. No spoilers. We'll get into it. Do I jump into it right now? Sure. I mean, you guys all know the penalties. Bootsy, Jake, taking 10 points off the chin. The funny thing is, you guys always send screenshots of IR. I actually never care. I never care because in my mind, okay, you're adding a player to your roster, but like, what if that guy on IR who's now playable goes off? Like, that's on you. Like, to me, it's a moot point. But you guys cared so much about it. Penalties. So I'm like, all right, I'll dish it out. I'll lay the hammer, 10 points. And then when I do that, whoa, too much. Well, guess what? Kamish knew what he was doing because it created so much drama. We'll get into it. No spoilers. You know what I'm talking about. This week, though, as a whole, one team over 200 points, even with the penalty. No spoilers. Three teams basically tied at 165, 166. And the first ever legit tie. It's funny, even last week, I just spit it out there as a reminder that the tiebreaker on a weekly matchup, it's never happened in our 10 years. 3 years a week. 3 years a week. 3 games a week. 20 weeks. 60 games a season. 600 games. We've been doing this for 600 games. Did my math just check out? Am I stat math guy Tim? Hope so. Never had a tie. Till today. No spoilers. Let's get into it. No time to waste. But we must start with the hottest team in the league. And this time, I'm not talking about the Rubber Puckies. I'm not talking about the champ. I was tooting his horn last week. I'm playing the trumpets. I'm banging the drums again this week. I'm talking about the comeback kid. 203.7 points. Takes down the champer, the Borland Backhanders, who had 195.8. Bootsy, our culprit, our Rosetta Stone, our .0. I don't think Rosetta Stone works. Our North Star. He started the drama this week. Left guys on the IR. Can't do that. Big brother drops the hammer on him. Big brother got pie on his face too. No spoilers. We'll get into it. But the comeback kid said, you know what? I don't care. Do whatever you want to me because I'm still going to put up the most points in the league this week. Only team over 200 points, and that's exactly what he did. Real score, 213.7. Little pee-pee whack, 203. Don't matter. Beats the Borland Backhanders by 8 points regardless. And Bootsy, 2-game winning streak? Something like that? No, 4-game winning streak? I don't know. Now the highest scoring team in the league. Couple stats for the kids. A 5-game winning streak. Wrote that down. Hottest team in the league. Tied for first. But tiebreaker. Push comes to shove. Bootsy is now the clubhouse leader. Him and Connor are tied 1-1 on the season. Bootsy, even with the penalty, has more points for now. He holds the gavel. His only losses are against the other two big dogs, Rubber Puckies and Brolin Backhanders. And this marked his 5th week in a row. Yes, he's on a 5-game winning streak, but also his 5th week in a row when he has had over 200 points or more. Humming. Talk about it. And 7 of his last 8 weeks, he's had over 200 points. So this kid was playing backseat Charlie for a couple of weeks there. And he said, oh, it's okay. My time will come. It's here. We now. All right, let's get into how he did it, who did it for him. His top 3, all over 20 points this week. Leon Draisaitl, 24 points with 3 goals, 6 apples. Dylan Guenther, nailed it. 20.4 points, 3 goals, 3 apples. Braden Point, 20.2 points, 2 goals, 5 apples. How are you, kid? He had 1 day with over 50 points and 2 days over 60 points. And the big difference maker, say it with me. You've heard me say it once. I'll say it again. Saturdays, weekends, they decide matchups. And this week on Saturday, Bootsy, 69.7 points. Shawner, 53.6. There's the difference. Flipping over to his goalies lastly. Stuart Skinner, 15.9, 2-0 on the week. Jake Ottinger, 6.7, 1-1. And Demko. Travis Demko? He's back in action. 0-1 on the week. 2.1 points. But if Demko can get hot, regain his form from last year, look out. Good gets better for the fucking comeback kids. Just dropped an F-bomb. Kids show. Flipping over to the Boiling Backhanders. The champ, 195.8. Not enough. It's happened to me. It's happened to Bootsy. It's happened to Jake. Now it happens to you. Sean Ronald Blanche. It's Donald. You got fugged. The top point getter is the only one that could have taken you down, and he did. Number 2 in scoring this week with 195. I wrote down, maybe a little poetic justice. I rattled off some stats. A little schedule luck has favored the Boiling Backhanders. It's nice to see a little, hey, come back down to earth. You're a mere mortal too. 8-2. Like Bootsy, he has only lost to the other 2 big dogs. He's lost to Ken. He's lost to Boots. That's it. And just like Bootsy, his top 3 all over 20 points as well. Mikko Rantanen, a couple weeks ago, he's texting me. He's barking about it. That's his dog. And he shows up again, 24.4 points, 3 goals, 6 assists. Nikita Kucherov, 23.0 points, 1 goal, 8 apples, dishing the puck around. R. Thomas. Ryan's too easy. Robert Thomas. 6 for 6 now, fellas. Talk about it. 21.4 points, 2 goals, 5 apples, rounds out his top 3. Going into, make that his top 5, because I've been talking about it all year, and they continue to produce right there, right behind Robert Thomas. His number 4. His number 5. The Bash Bros. The Blue Man Group, because they're in the blue paint. I'm humming today. Yep, I'm talking about Connor Hellebuyck, 18.2 points, 2-0 on the week. Jacob Markstrom, 14.4 points, 2-0 on the week as well. Has been leading his goalies all year. 195 on a week like this week should have been enough. But it wasn't. only goalie. Those are his only goalies who had screwed up. Wall got the Bobrovsky treatment. I think he went 1-1 on the week, but scheduling conflicts with his other two demons. It's about it for the Boiling Backhanders. 8-2. You'll be fine. As I said, race to the finish with you three. A little note. I just wrote interesting how week to week this league can be, obviously. But even our players. Morgan Rielly, 83 minutes on the ice. Nikushkin, 57 minutes on the ice this week. Svechnikov, who led his team last week, 55 total ice time. Those three were all under 4 points this week. So just 1 week, Svech is leading the way, lighting it up, and this week he literally does nothing for him. I just found that interesting. Trying to find some stats. 8-2. Tied for first, basically. Coming down the mountain. We'll see who gets there first. Sweep on next. Talk about the third big dog, the Ken dog. But you know, just feels nice to win one. Timmy Westside has something to say about that. There will not be 3 teams at 8-2. No, because Timmy Westside 180.9 finally gets his second dub of the win of the season. Takes down the Rubber Puckies, who had 166.5. Let's go. Finally. Needed it. 5-game losing streak. I've been yapping about how close my losses have been lately. It feels nice to win one. I needed this one. It would have been devastating to have one of the top 3 only put up 166 points and not take advantage of it. Thank God I did. Not impressive by either of us, really. 180.9 was good enough for the third highest point total of the week. No penalty because I play by the rules. Both of us only had 5 players over 10 points this week. And I just wrote, not Rubber Pucky's best effort. Needed a win. Got it. And Ken Dog even said that it was a quieter week slate. The points reflect that. However, when he said that, he put up like 59 points that night. What a scumbag. Regardless, 180.9 still good enough to get it done. Big win, keeps pace with the other 2 losers who were like, we just reached the top of the mountain and now you're telling us we got to make it all the way back down. Are you kidding me? You see these dumpster fires? 2-8, 3-7, no spoilers. Anyways, it feels good to win finally and actually talk about it. My top 3. Drake Batherson is a bad man. He got the week going for me with a Hattie on Monday, when there was like 2 games. Drake Batherson, says, hey, Thimbo, let's go. I'm still bitter. 2 years ago, who's that scumbag goalie who like cheap shotted him around the net out for the season? He was my like darling that year, tearing up the league. I think that goalie's out of the league. Was he on San Jose? Anyways, good to see Drake contributing once again. 20.4 points, 4 goals, 1 apple. D. Pasternak. Oh no. I get Robert Thomas, but I can't think of Pasta? D. Oh, D. Derek Pasternak. What is his name? I don't know. D. Pasta. Darian Pasternak. 17.4 points, 2 goals, 3 apples. Kaprizov, 16.6 points, 5 Genos. It's going to come to me. It's going to bother me for the rest of the show. I wrote, it was at least nice to see my top dogs, even though I can't remember their names. Nice to see them up there. Pasta, I feel, has been quiet all season. Kaprizov has been leading the league, but, normally I'm talking about them after a loss, so it just feels nice to see those guys up there after a win. My goalies, Shesterkin, Igor, 8.5, 1-2 on the week. Sorokin, 8.1, 1-2 on the week. Kochetkov, 7.0, 1-1 on the week. And that's where I really put a little star, and that's when I was talking about I needed to win this week. I had better goalie matchups. My top two both went 1-2, and a couple were favorable matchups. One of them lost against San Jose, and I know Sorokin lost against LA. Just those wins that you need to have, and they each started 3 games and could only win 1 apiece. If I let this week slip after an early lead, a bad week by Ken, easy goalie matchups, if I let this one go, I would have been so pissed. Didn't. Saturday, 51.4 points I scored. Ken Dog, 33. Enough about Timmy Westside. We get it. You're a 2-win team. Shut up. Go get some more. I'm trying. Robert Puckies. Evan in 3 now. Has dropped 2 games straight. He's the only top dog to lose against a little fucking runt. I have to sneeze. 1 game back. Lost 2 straight, as I mentioned. It's a get right week. This week he's playing Breakfast Club, I believe. Listen, you've already dropped back-to-back games. If you want to be keeping pace with those 2 animals up top, you can't drop back-to-back games against 2 of the losers in the league. Can't do it. Take care of business. Get right week. If you lose to Timmy Westside 1 week and then either Jake or Larry the next week, oof. Who did it for him? Let's talk about it. Jake Gensel, 22.4 points from 5 goals, 1 apple. Zach Werenski, 12.8 points, 2 goals, 1 apple. Connor McDavid, 11 points on the dot, 1 goal, 3 apples. Which brings me to my last point, 166.5. Ken Dog's big dogs were average at best. McDavid. Can't read my own writing. Brady Tkachuk, Nylander, Crosby, his 2 goalies, Hughes, where are they? Zach Werenski's your number 2 on the week with 12 points, and your big dogs are nowhere to be found. Off week. God, if I had lost, that'd been bad. Flipping over to his goalies lastly. Aiden Hill, 7.6, 1-1. Vasilevsky, 7.3. Joey Dacard, 3.2 points on the week with 1 overtime loss. David Pasternak. God damn, not Derek. We got there. Suivant next, finalement. Okay. This is why you're here. Stick taps for old Timbo. Sometimes Vegas never loses. They rarely hang bad lines. People try and take advantage. That's why that oasis in the desert is built off of suckers. Where am I getting with this? Timbo, 10 points off? You kidding me? That's way too much. What are you doing? Sharp as a tack, this guy. The commissioner knows. Stirring up drama for the league. Content. Let's go. And 10 points was perfect. 10-point PP whack for the Burt Macklin squad. 175.5. Make that 165.5. going up against the Breakfast Club. 165.5. Are you kidding me? Tie game. 600 matchups later, we finally have a tie. Just so happens last week I mentioned the tiebreaker. Come on. Who do you think you are? I am. Coming at me. Coming at the commish. You best not miss. Jake wins by a tiebreaker. 20 goals for Jake, 16 goals for Larry. If Jake had played Ken this week and lost by a point, or if Jake had lost by a 0.1 of a point, there would have been civil war. But hey, you're 7-3, bud. So don't come at me. Come at the commish. He's doing his job. Tied. Jake rats out Chris. Oops. Cost him 10 points in the end. But listen, during my emergency press conference, I told you both, hey, stop barking at me. Go out there, get the job done, throw it up my hoop. And you both did. I appreciate that. I'm sore, but you both did. And I love to see it. Enough talking, more doing. 20 goals. Got the job done. I'm sorry, I'm just going over my math. 600 games. Jake improves to 3-7. 3-7, good enough to be alone in fourth place. Keeps the Breakfast Club and Team Westside at bay. Who did it for him this week? Nady MacDog, his captain, during a week of turmoil, controversy, backstabbing and bickering. Who do you want leading the charge? Pound for pound, arguably the best captain in the league. 23.4 points, 4 goals, 5 apples, dishing, scoring. That's a man right there. Man I'll never be. Johnny Tavares, 17.4 points, 3 goals, 2 apples. Logan Cooley, keeper. Not the first time he's been up there as your top 3 as a keeper. Michkov was there last week. Does Jake Sneaky have the best keepers? I think he does. 12.2, 4 apples. His goalies now, Gustafsson, Philippe, 7.2, 1-1. Jeremy Swayman, 6.9, 1-0. Bobbers, 6.2, 1-1. Every goalie gets a dub for you. That's what you love to see. 3-2 goalie record this week. Good enough to get it done. Lastly, checking in on the Richter scale for the Jake Quake. Yeah. This, that, I'ma quit if I lose again. Yeah, go get dubs. That's what you've been doing. Solo fourth. Only 1 game up. Could be a big turning point for his team. Band together. Penalized. Still gets the job done by the skin of their teeth. The Earthquake Shake is at like 4. 3. Scratch that. The Jake Quake Richter scale is at 3. He's fine. Little tremor here and there, but at the moment, he's getting the job done. Lastly, the Breakfast Club. Low man on the totem pole this week. I think it's... I'll get into his stats actually because I wrote them down. Second lowest total of the week? No, 2 lowest. The Breakfast Club. Back-to-back weeks where his matchup is between the 2 lowest totals of the week. Last week, he inched me out by a point. We were the 2 lowest scoring teams. This week, because the penalties, lowest scoring teams once again, but this side, Larry's on the opposite end of the stick. I think it's 3 weeks now that he's been near the bottom of lowest points scored during the week. Back-to-back nail biters. 1 point last week, tied this week. And, you know, I wrote down, he's a pot stirrer, you know? That's what he does. And if Jake had lost this week, and if Larry had found a way to win by like 1 point last week and then 0.1 point this week, like, I mean, that's talking about schedule luck. That would have been an all-timer. But instead, the goals for, the goals against is the difference this week. 175.5, 165.5. You look at their two top threes. I like to think the right team won. Just like last week, even though Larry and I were both dog shit, the right team won. Larry deserved to win last week. This week, Jake deserved to win. Macklin Celebrini leading the way, 14.6 points with 2 goals, 3 apples. Travis Konechny, 13.8 points, 2 goals, 2 apples. Bowen Byram, 3 apples. That's what I'm talking about. When one of your top 3 just has 3 apples and he's up there, your top guy has under 15 points. I tried to make it close for you, but I tried to give you a chance. But in the end, the right team deservedly won this week, I believe. Goalies, Lankinen, 10.7 points, 1-0 on the week for you. Logan Thompson, 6.9, 1-0. And this, buddy, what are you doing? We talked about this. I dropped them for a reason. We are no longer natural predators. We're not predators. Regardless of what the mustachio may portray. Juicy Saros, 1.3 points on the week, 0-2. What are you doing? The season of Saros is over. It's done. That's all I've got for you this week, boys. 27 minutes is enough. Halfway mark, done. Let's go do that all over again. Boop.